I've given you 20 plus leaked features of the Samsung Galaxy S6, but that's not the only smartphone being announced next month. No, we have the HTC One M9 that I'm equally excited for and equally pumped to get my hands on. So in this video, I'm going to give you 20 plus leaked features of the HTC One M9 here on Phone Dog. Hey, what is up, Phone Dogs? Beau HD here. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it and start giving you features of the HTC One M9. Sound good? Alright, here we go. So first of all, the HTC One M9 will have a bigger brother called the HTC One M9 Plus, which is going to feature pretty much the same specs as the M9, but it's going to feature a QHD display, a 5.5-inch QHD LCD display with a 1440 by 2560 resolution, and it also might feature a slightly larger battery to power all those additional pixels, but for the most part, that is basically the only major spec difference between the M9 Plus and the standard One M9. The HTC One M9 though will feature a 5-inch 1080p LCD display. It'll also have a 2 GHz octa-core Snapdragon 810 processor paired with 3 GB of RAM, as well as an Adreno 430 GPU. And similar to the Galaxy S6, it too will have 32 GB of internal storage, which will be standard, so you can once again say goodbye to 16 GB of internal storage. But there also will be a micro SD card slot for expandable storage, which is always a good thing, so you could pop in up to 128 GB into the M9 and you'll be good to go. But the camera of the HTC One M9 will be completely different than the HTC One M8 in that it'll ditch the ultrapixel in favor of a 20.7 megapixel camera sensor. But I guess technically they're not going to ditch the ultrapixel completely, because there will be a 4 ultrapixel camera sensor on the front of the HTC One M9. So it's not completely gone. The 20.7 megapixel camera sensor will also have a dual LED flash, but I'm just excited to see it included in the new M9 just because the ultrapixel camera sensor found on the One M8 just didn't do that great of a job. Now, one of the best features in my opinion, of course, is the Boom Sound stereo front-facing speakers, which will most definitely be making a return in the HTC One M9. They sound great, and I'm sure they will be updated to sound even better than the previous HTC One M8 Boom Sound stereo speakers. We will also see a very familiar hardware design in the HTC One M9 in that it'll feature a unibody aluminum design similar to the HTC One M8 and the One M7 a couple of years ago. Basically, HTC will be going with the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" approach, which is perfectly fine by me. And so that means it's going to have the very familiar tapered edges with the curved metallic back cover, and it should measure in at about 9.6 millimeters thick and weigh about 157 grams. It'll also be available in 2 different color configurations. We have a gold and silver color configuration, as well as a gunmetal gray configuration. We will also find HTC Sense 7 running on top of Android 5.0 Lollipop on the HTC One M9. Now, it's not stock Android by any means, but I think HTC does a great job with their software. They definitely create some of the cleanest and best performing software in terms of Android smartphones on the market. And so I'm just excited to see what HTC does with the new Sense 7 software. I think it could be very promising, and I'm sure HTC will have several features and tricks up its sleeve. And to power all of those specs that I just mentioned is a 2900 mAh battery, which I think will be able to provide some pretty decent battery life, especially considering the HTC One M9 will not have a QHD display. But if you're at all worried, it will have fast charging that allows you to charge it up to 60% in just 30 minutes using Quick Charge 2.0 technology. So there you have it. There are 20 plus leaked features of the HTC One M9. I'm really looking forward to this device. I cannot wait. But I want to know what your thoughts are, especially considering the Samsung Galaxy S6 is right around the corner and will be announced at the same time, or roughly the same time as the M9. So are you going to pick up the M9, the Galaxy S6? Let me know which device you like the best by leaving me a comment down below. As always, I'm Beau HD from PhoneDog.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.